Hey y'all. Well, I'm here to tell you guys today. First off, thank you for joining the channel and checking this video out. I appreciate you all, and I hope that this touches someone today. This is something that's coming from the heart that I wanted to share a long time ago, and I have so many more videos that I want to give you all. I'll probably be dropping another video right after this in the same outfit, so you'll know it's the same day. Let's get right to it. So as I've gotten older and obviously experienced life, what it's about, still learning, I just want to share my personal testimony of my path with Christ, with God, the things that I've seen when I've dreamed, and as well as a traumatic event that happened when I was younger, which proved to me even then before the things that have happened already, and even now as a grown man and being a child, and of course a child of God. First off, I want to let everyone know in the cast, this is my personal testimony on this channel. I'll probably drop it on my other channel because I've been off of it for a while, going through my spiritual journey. And yeah, let's get to it. So I don't, no criticism, no hate. Let's please keep it peaceful and respectful. If you can't do that, we just remove you from the channel, because I don't want to bring any violence or none of that on here. I don't stand for it. So my name is Kyle. It's Kylan. I go by Kyle. And here's my story. This is just the first. This isn't really like the rapture, but it's getting to it to why I'm making this video first. When I was young, I had 5 brothers, 1 sister. My mom got a home with my stepdad at the time, who was in the military, and we were going through a lot of rough times in life financially. And she did the best she could to raise all of us, and she did that, and that was just what she did. All glory to her for that, for her strength and courage and commitment to raising her family. We had this house in Georgia. We're kind of like by the Atlanta area at the time, and my mom and my stepdad at the time had bought this house, and the basement was concrete, and there was nothing but concrete on the basement floor. We had a nice entertainment set up, and we had these couches. They sat high. He would always say, don't play on the couches, don't play on the couches. We were old enough then. I was around like between, I'd say like 6 to 10. Excuse me, I just ate if you see me making like these weird faces. And my brother, the third of oldest, was trying to play WWE. We really loved WWE at the time, wrestling. John Cena was everyone's favorite, of course. Rey Mysterio, Matt Hardy. I like Matt Hardy, I ain't gonna lie. So we ended up getting into on the couch, and I really didn't want to do it. I didn't want to partake in it, but he kind of convinced me. I was like, I know that's just not gonna be right. It's not gonna be safe. And he was like, he was a year older than me. So whatever age I was, between like 6 to 10, he was like, that's the age older, like 1 year older. So it wasn't like he was just a bully or nothing. No, we were just kids. We were learning, what to do, what not to do in life. You get some bumps and bruises. But in this case, I'm going to stop it right here, and I'm going to just say something. I don't know what her name is, but she made a YouTube video, and it really touched me humbly and emotionally, because I feel like she was talking about me. She's a YouTuber. She makes these hats of for Jesus and God, and she always shares testimonies. And I somehow came across her video, and I was like, holy crap, like that has to be me that she's talking about. And I'm not gonna lie, I ran from it, y'all, and that's why I'm not running from it today. Like, I'm gonna share my testimonies and all the things I've seen. I've seen a lot of things. My family would tell me it's a blessing. Just be careful. But I'm gonna spill it out. This is the first video, and let's go ahead and get into it. But yeah, y'all know who she is. She makes those videos, and she shows how people do their prophecy, they testimony with God and the rapture dreams, all the stuff they seen. And she said this person knows who they are. She was kind of there all the way with it. She had everything right for the most part, but it was a boy, it was me, and instead of the car or whatever, it was the incident. I just knew that it was me, because the way she explained everything, even what I seen up there, and I was like, holy crap, like now I kind of have to tell it. So I'll drop her name in the comments and let y'all know who it was after I make this. What ended up happening was we was on the couch playing WWE, right? My brother did the attitude adjustment, the John Cena move, and I ended up going head first into the concrete. Mind you, strict concrete floor. Like, it's paved and nicely put in the home and all that, of course, but it's concrete. Me being as young as I am, and why you shouldn't try it at home, especially because it's not an arena, I went head first. I went into a coma, a seizure, and it was so scary because it was like I was battling against spirituality at the same time, like a different dimension of things. And I know y'all might say, oh, it's psychosis and all this and that. It's not. I tell you, you battle against powers and flesh and principalities. You really truly do. And if you're not right with God, you might not go the place you want to go. But God always protects his children, especially the young, you know. And I know why. I know why I went through what I went through, and even now today, why my purpose and what is it on earth to do, and that's to share this message and to also help lead others to Christ, that they may find comfort and peace and love and joy. So let's get further into it. That's the third time I said that, so we really gonna get into it, y'all. Follow with me. Basically, when I fell right. It was like kind of like this, like boom, like head first, and I was holding my head. I got up screaming and crying. I was just a little boy. Brother was scared because my stepdad at the time, he was like, he suffered from things because of the military, and it hurt him to see things happen. And he was very strict on us, like very, very strict. You know what that means. It wasn't something that traumatized me or nothing, but it was just something we went through life experiencing and knowing. And I went up the steps and I told my mom, and I was trying to grab the rail. As I'm grabbing the rail, it was like I was seeing, it was so scary. It was like I was almost seeing hell. Like I started seeing like spirits, like literally, like it was like as I'm trying to climb the stairs, something's trying to pull me back. And I remember my brother trying to pull me back, but when I looked past him, it was like something else was there. And by the grace of God, I made it up those steps. I was still able to get all the way up there. And I say something's, it scared me, like to the point where when I looked forward, I was scared to keep going up the steps forward because my mind wasn't in this dome structure where it would be when it's not injured, it's not hurt, it's not fatigued, it's not in pain, it's not in stress, it's not, you know, dealing with all these things. So I'm climbing these steps and I'm just praying to God. I'm like, God, please let me get up the steps. Please let me get up the steps. Please let me get up the steps. My mom always kept us in church, even when if we didn't want to go sometimes on Sunday school, all of that. Like she did her best as a mother, single, raising her kids. And even when she got with him, you know, I got to the door. My mom's like, oh my gosh, honey, what's wrong? What's wrong? And that's when reality struck me that like, oh my goodness, like there's nothing I can do. This is something that's, it's taking a toll. I didn't give up though. I kept fighting. So as I'm trying to explain to her what happened, start going into a seizure. My head starts knocking even harder, like doom, 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 like a pound, just like a brick hitting me in the head. Like it's just like screeching and tightening around the brain. And that's what a seizure feels like. And like my eyes were starting to hurt and like they started to roll. That's when she screamed, oh my God, like no, no, no. And then my brother ran through the house upstairs, but the second oldest, because my other brother was somewhere with his friends that night. And I'll never forget, as I'm coming down the steps with her and she's screaming to get a rag or something to take to the car, she called the police and put me in the car in the back with him. And I'm facing this way towards the window, like my head is this way and he's on the right side. He tried to hold it with the towel and the rag. It didn't work. So he had to put his finger in my mouth and I bit his knuckle. I could remember like a movie scene, y'all. There was lights in the back. And you seeing a cop car behind you, but you can't really see it because you're laying down in the seat. Like you see in a movie when someone gets shot by a gun, they on the seat and all they see is the lights and they looking up and they just see the water coming down. And it was so scary and sad. And like, I was just praying like, God, am I going to die? In the midst of me going through a seizure, I still have my conscience and I'm just talking to God. I'm like, God, I love you. I accept you. Like, I know I've accepted you in the past in your son, Jesus, but please save me. I'm just a kid and I'm asking him to save me and protect me. I was like, I don't want to die. I don't want to go out like this. Like, it's not what I wanted. And I couldn't talk. It was like every time I tried to like open my mouth, it was just getting tighter because of this, the coma, the seizure, like the seizure just taking over, and I couldn't talk. I couldn't cry out to them or nothing. And it was sad because when I experienced it then, I look back and now I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. Like I'm alive, living fine, you know, like living life. And basically the cop at one point, they had to stop because I started going away and I wasn't able to think or anything anymore. I was unconscious. And that's when I thought like I was dead. But I'm a real eye opener. I don't know what they say when they say comas, but some people are there. They can move their toes and stuff, and some people aren't. And there's no reaction. That's when you're in a different realm. That's my belief personally. This is what happened to me. And then I experienced the outer body. I saw myself, my mother screaming, my brother crying, like over me. Like I don't realize even the sense of love until you look at someone looking at you. And I could see that. I could see them literally like and praying to God that I'm okay. And they were speeding to the hospital still to get me there. And they thought I was dead. I thought I was dead. I was looking at myself out my body like, oh my gosh, like, is this me? And as soon as I started to really realize spiritually that that's me, I was already at the hospital by that time. I'd already seen the stretcher, my body on the stretcher, like getting unloaded, put into the hospital, surgeons and whoever the people are that's coming, trying to take my vital and stuff. And I started panicking, spiritually panicking, not physically, and that feeling you get in your chest, but spiritually, like, and God was just like, no, it took me up out of there. I kid you not. I'm not making this up. So, basically, when I went, it was like a suction, like I just floated like instantly. And this is where things take a turn beautifully. Imagine being on a hill, like you're in a movie, right? And you see this green grass, perfect, so beautiful and magnificent, glorious, like anything you've ever seen. And you can feel the connection with everything in itself within you. And you wake up, as soon as you wake up, you experience ultimate, infinite amounts of love, comfort, peace, joy, different than any earthly feeling. Like it made the earth look like nothing. When he says you will see things beyond what no man has ever seen or been able to see or hear there, I experienced a glimpse of that, y'all. Like the dandelions that was sitting up on the hill was so beautiful, magnificent. I was in an all white robe, all white. Like literally woke up and I was like, is this heaven? And the guy that came to me, I don't know if it was an angel or if it was Jesus, but literally sat there and looked at him. I was like, are you God? He said, no. He smiled. He said, no. He said, but I know who you are and you know who I am. And he said, get up. He said, come walk with me. And he was like, there's no need to be afraid. You're okay, see? And I knew I was okay. I didn't even have to worry. And I was like, what is this heaven? And he was like, something like that. And I was like, okay. Like, I guess I was on the first outer parts of heaven, you know. Sky was so beautiful, magnificent, and perfect. It was like a water above. It was like we were above the water, but within all of it, like I could see the earth. Like the earth is flat. I'm telling you now, the earth is flat. There's a sphere that's around it, and it's round and it's flat. I could see all the creation that he had made, everything beautiful, magnificent. I wanted to play with toys. I wanted to sit and just have fun. And like, I didn't even have the need to eat, but like I was still able to do whatever I wanted. He said, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to know, whatever you want to see, I will show you. And I said, okay. I said, can I see everything that God created? And I was just asking him as a little boy. I just asked him, and he said, yeah. He was like, come on. Like we floated, like I just took his hand, right? We just floated from right there where we were into a whole nother space. And like, I seen the beautiful, glorious golden clouds with light coming through and like shining down upon all of the creation below the heavens to the earth in the galaxy of things. Imagine seeing what they put on a phone. This is what the galaxy looks like. not being sarcastic, but I'm so serious when I say this. Imagine it looking 50 billion trillion times more beautiful than that. Mind can't even perceive and concept the reality of how great and glorious it is. His creation, infinite, amazing, just unbelievable. Dude, when I tell you, like, I did not want to go back. I swear, I don't swear, forgive me, Lord. I did not want to go back at all, because I realized where I was. It was the most peace you would ever have, and feeling you would ever have, and love and joy. And that's why I'm sharing this, because I want someone to know. I think the screen went out. I want someone to know. I want someone to hear this testimony. I want someone to believe. I want someone to trust that God is real, that he loves you no matter what you go through, no matter what pain, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, structurally, like no matter what. This life is only temporary. This is the first of the first that I'm going to share, and this isn't going to be the last, because I've seen more and I know more than I can tell you right now, because I want to fit it in this one video. When I sat there and I decided to ask certain questions, he knew I was going to ask them before I even could say it. He still allowed me to. Still allowed me to ask them. And he smiled. He looked at me. He laughed. It's so heartwarming, and like I could burst out in tears right now. And part of me wants to, but at the same time, part of me wants to get the message out to you all. It's very emotional, like anything I've ever experienced before. When I came out of the coma, I'm not even gonna talk about that. When I was still there, at one point we sat like on the like this kingdom part, and it was so beautiful. It was like peaceful. Like you could see animals, all of that. Like I was in this field and we talked. It felt like I was there for like years. When I say I felt like I was there for years, I felt like I was there for like thousands of years. Like one day in heaven is 1,000 years on earth. I don't know what it takes for someone to believe and understand, but God is real. God is literally looking at every last one of us, praying that we turn to him and love him and get to know him, so that you can get to know him and all the beautiful, magnificent things that he's already had destined for you in this life, in the next. It's crazy. And like, it breaks my heart to have to say this, knowing that some people will still choose to deny him. You know what it took me to fully trust and learn to love him was to look deep within myself, my heart, open my mind, my body, my spirit, my soul, wholly to him, seek in the deepest places within myself with all my might, to look to him, to accept him, to fully know him when I got older of age, before I even hit 25, like now, when I was in my early 18s and 20s and I was going through it. And even now, being where I am now, the more you rely on him and your faith, the more all things are possible for you, and no, you won't have to worry. Even if it seems hard, whatever you think you might not have then, you will have it then. And if it's meant to be in destiny, it's because God has a way to take you through it for a reason, to bring you there, so that you will grow closer to him. Even the ones that proclaim they know him and that they're with him, we might not fully know him until we go through these things and really understand, like, okay, how many signs do you need? How many miracles, how many things do I have to perform for you to believe and know me? And that's why I share this now, because what I know, how glorious and powerful and mighty he is, there was parts in that episode of me going in a coma where I could have easily chosen to not believe and trust and just been like, well, this is happening. But because I did, and he knew my heart was genuine, and he knew, as innocent as I was as a child and pure, that's why he took me. And I tell you, like, we saw the galaxies, all the creations, everything he made, and he was showing me so much warmth and joy as a 6 to 10-year-old child when that happened. And I'm 25 now, and I'm the first time I'm talking on the internet globally to let someone know what I've seen. And I've seen much more than that after I grew older. I didn't have the capability to do the things I can do now with technology. There's a gnat in here or something, or a mosquito. I gotta get that out. I don't know how, but geez. But yeah, can't make this up. It's real. Jesus is real. He's coming back. That's why I shared this video first, that you can get a glimpse of the joy and everything. Because what I'm going to share next is going to scare many of you. And whether it scares you or not, that's on you. But it should be a wake-up call for you to want to do different if you're not. And if you are, to still share this video in love with the rest of the world. I'll save it for the next video. But I'm so thankful that I'm able to share this. In Jesus' name, in God's name, I pray that this touches someone, that it blesses you, but it covers you internally, whatever feeling, whatever doubts, whatever rejection, whatever anything that you might be feeling. If you know God and you just need to be closer, and this is reassurance for you, let this video be for you. Don't run from it. I'm one person in the world of 1 billion people, and I don't even know how many this video is going to touch. By the grace of God, if it's being able to be shared, please share it. I don't seek anything else but to just give grace to those that need comfort by giving my testimony. So y'all watch out for the next one. Thank you so much for watching if you've gotten this far. And I'm gonna post this on my old YouTube channel. I've got some subscribers there, but it's just because I want this to go out to as many people as possible. And if I have to start a whole new channel, it's just gonna take a lot more, which I probably would do anyways. But it used to be a gaming channel. I've been off of it for like a year because I was getting more spiritually closer to God, and in that time I have closer than I've ever been. You know, as I get older and older and older, and the more I become more into the word, and I've always been in the word, but we all have the times where we I won't say backslid, but like we don't really put as much time into God, and then we miss out on the opportunities we have to share his word, his love, and his gospel. So may this video touch you peacefully, and reign over all things that are giving you, sense of misdirection and leading you from, because that's what the media does. It keeps you from understanding your purpose, your true joy, your nature, what should come naturally to us all, and that's peace and love. So God's peace with all y'all, and thank you. It's your boy Kyle, and I'm out.